Imagine a father so depraved, so consumed by lust and greed, that his own death feels not like a tragedy, but like a necessity. 3 sons, 1 illegitimate shadow, and a chaotic love triangle that sets a small Russian town on fire. They say blood is thicker than water, but in the Karamazov house, blood is just something to be spilled. Who has the right to kill? Who is guilty? The one who holds the weapon? Or the one who wished for the death in the silence of his heart? Welcome to the trial of the human soul. Now, the story itself. Tenny presents The Brothers Karamazov by Fyodor Dostoevsky. Our story begins in the provincial town of Skotoprigonyevsk. At the center of the scandal is Fyodor Pavlovich Karamazov. He is a buffoon, a sensualist, a man who abandoned his children to chase skirts and accumulate wealth. He is a father in name only. Now, his adult sons have returned. First, there is Dmitri, or Mitya, a soldier, passionate, reckless, and driven by his emotions. He hates his father, largely over money, and a woman. Then, there is Ivan, the intellectual, the atheist. He lives in his head, tortured by the suffering of the world. And finally, Alyosha, the youngest, a novice monk, a pure soul trying to keep the peace. They gather at the local monastery, supposedly to settle a financial dispute. But Fyodor, the father, it turns it into a circus.
Why should I live a lie? I am a sinner. I know it. But if there is no God, then tell me, Reverend Fathers, what is the crime in enjoying life? I want to be wicked. It is so much more honest.
The elder Zosima, a holy man revered by Alyosha, does not scold the clown. Instead, he bows down before Dmitri. He foresees great suffering in the soldier's future. Dmitri is shaken.
Why? Why does he bow to me? I am a scoundrel. I am lost.
The conflict between Dmitri and his father isn't just about inheritance. It is about Grushenka. She is a woman of notoriety, beautiful, proud, and dangerous. Fyodor, the disgusting father, lusts after her. He has wrapped 3,000 rubles in an envelope, labeled for my angel Grushenka, if she will only come to him. Dmitri, the son, is madly in love with her too. But he is engaged to another woman, the noble Katerina. Dmitri is torn apart. He owes Katerina money. He loves Grushenka, and he wants to kill his father to stop him from buying Grushenka's love.
That old dog, he thinks he can buy her? I will break his skull. I tell you, Alyosha, I am a bug. We are all bugs, and we are driven by the insect lust.
Dmitri is frantic. He runs through the town, looking for money to pay back Katerina, so he can run away with Grushenka with a clean conscience. But no one will help him. The pressure builds. The desperation mounts. While Dmitri spirals into madness, Ivan and Alyosha meet at a tavern. Here, Ivan reveals his soul. He tells Alyosha that he cannot accept God's world. Not because God doesn't exist, but because of the suffering of children. He recites a poem he has written called the Grand Inquisitor. In the story, Jesus returns to Earth during the Spanish Inquisition. The Grand Inquisitor arrests him. He tells Jesus that he has no right to come back, because Jesus gave humanity freedom. And freedom, the Inquisitor argues, is too heavy a burden for mankind.
We corrected your work. We took the freedom from them, and they were happy, because we gave them bread, and we gave them rules. Man is a rebel. Can a rebel be happy? No. They want to be slaves.
Alyosha is horrified, yet he kisses his brother gently, just as Jesus kissed the Inquisitor in the story. Ivan is moved, but his heart remains cold. He plans to leave town. Before he goes, he speaks to Smerdyako, the cook, the epileptic, the rumored illegitimate son of Fyodor. Smerdyakov admires Ivan's intellect. Specifically, the idea that if there is no immortality, everything is permitted.
It is always smart to speak to a clever man. If you leave now, Ivan Fyodorovich, anything might happen. The old man might die. And who would be to blame? Not you. You will be far away.
Ivan leaves, but the seed has been planted. He has given Smerdyakov a silent permission. The night is dark. Dmitri is armed with a brass pestle. He creeps into his father's garden. He believes Grushenka is inside. He taps on the window. Fyodor pokes his head out. Dmitri realizes Grushenka is not there. He runs away. But the servant, Grigory, spots him. They struggle. Dmitri hits Grigory with the pestle. Blood spills. Dmitri flees, thinking he has killed the servant. He is covered in blood. He grabs a mysterious stash of money and rides off to a nearby village, Mokroye, where Grushenka actually is. They have a drunken party. Dmitri is manic. He thinks this is his last night on Earth. He plans to kill himself at sunrise. But then, Grushenka admits she loves him. Just as they find happiness, the police arrive.
Open the door!
They are not there for the servant. The servant survived. They are there for Fyodor Karamazov. The old man has been murdered. His skull smashed in, and the envelope with the 3,000 rubles. It is gone. Dmitri is arrested. All evidence points to him. He had the motive. He had the weapon. He had blood on his hands. And he suddenly had money. But Dmitri swears he is innocent of his father's death. The money, he claims, was a shameful remnant he stole from Katerina. The trial becomes a sensation. But the real drama happens outside the court. Ivan visits Smerdyakov one last time. The sickly servant confesses. He killed the father. He stole the money. But he claims he did it for Ivan.
You are the real murderer, Ivan Fyodorovich. I was just your instrument. You said everything is permitted. I only did what you wanted.
Ivan is broken by guilt. He goes mad. He hallucinates a devil in his room, mocking his philosophy. Smerdyakov hangs himself, taking his confession to the grave. At the trial, Ivan tries to confess, but he raves like a lunatic. Katerina, spurned by Dmitri, produces a letter Dmitri wrote while drunk, threatening to kill his father. It seals his fate. The jury finds Dmitri guilty. He is sentenced to hard labor in Siberia. An innocent man, condemned for a crime he thought of committing, but didn't do. Dmitri accepts his punishment, not for the murder, but for his past sins. He wants to be purified through suffering. He plans to escape to America with Grushenka, but his soul remains Russian. The novel ends with Alyosha. He stands by the grave of a young boy, surrounded by children. He tells them to remember this moment, to remember that they were good to one another.
My little doves, let us never forget how we felt here today. If we keep one good memory in our hearts, it may save us one day. Do not be afraid of life. Life is good when you do something good and just.
And so, amidst murder, madness, and injustice, Dostoevsky leaves us not with despair, but with a hurrah for life. The Brothers Karamazov is not just a murder mystery. It is a battleground of ideas. The central question that Dostoevsky poses is this: if God does not exist, is everything permitted? Through Ivan, we see the terrifying logic of pure reason, which leads to madness and destruction. Through Smerdyakov, we see that philosophy turned into ugly action. Through Dmitri, we see the chaos of the human heart, caught between the ideal of Sodom and the ideal of the Madonna. But through Alyosha and the teachings of Elder Zosima, we are given the answer. The answer is not an argument. It is active love. It is the understanding that we are all responsible for everyone else. We cannot judge the criminal because we carry the seeds of the crime in our own hearts. Salvation comes not from freedom from responsibility, but by accepting total responsibility for the world. By loving the earth and everything in it, we redeem the suffering. Next time on Tenny presents The Stranger by Albert Camus. We have just witnessed the fire of the Russian soul, a world where emotions overflow, where guilt is shared by all, and where redemption is found through intense suffering. But what if there was no fire? What if there was no guilt? What if a man committed a crime, not out of passion, but out of sheer, terrifying indifference? Next time, we leave the snow of Russia for the blinding heat of Algeria, where a gunshot rings out on a beach, and the only excuse given is the sun.